Hi dear students, welcome to Kavitha's NEET classes. The NEET 2022 examination has been scheduled on July 17th and I'm pretty sure all of you all are in full swing in your preparation. I just felt that it would be better if I can give you few tips and few instructions to remain focused in your study, because focusing on what is important now and focusing on your examination is much more important at this time. Definitely you would have all prepared from past 1 year or past 6 months, but your focus now really matters a lot. You should not get distracted by any reason whatsoever and continue your preparation in a good manner so that you can achieve your goal. So in this lecture, let's look into few tips or few points so that you can remain focused until your examination. First and foremost, choose a suitable study place, that is, where you need to study. See, you might study in a library or you might study at your home or in your hostel. That depends entirely upon you. But make sure that you study in a very quiet place which has good ventilation, which has good sunlight or at least any other light or source of light. There's no disturbance. You have a proper study table and a chair. See, these are all very, very important. A good chair gives you a good posture and a straight posture gives you the motivation to study. A crunch position makes you uncomfortable and it possibly makes you feel lazy and you do not concentrate properly on the studies. So, in order to have a good focus preparation, you need to ensure that you have a proper study place wherein you have a good table, chair, a peaceful environment, and all the things which you need for study right on your table, be it a bottle of water, your books, your stationery, if you're using a computer or a laptop. So all of these should be there present in your place of study so that you need not get up and walk around trying to fetch things which you might need during your study time. So this is very, very important. Next, make a study plan or timetable or a daily schedule. I have already made a video in which I have discussed in depth about how to make a timetable. I will link the video for you here in the I button. You can check that video in order to understand how you can make the best timetable which will suit your needs and not just copy or follow some ready-made timetable suggested by some topper or some other teacher, because each one of you are unique, your strengths and weaknesses are different, and your level of preparation at this present time entirely depends upon how much you have put in efforts in the earlier days. So depending on all this, you can make your own flexible timetable according to your needs. So you can check that video to understand how to make a detailed timetable which will suit your needs. So you have to make a thorough timetable, a monthly timetable, a weekly, and every day before you begin your preparation, you should have a thorough study plan. That is, what are the subjects you're going to study that day, how many hours you're going to allocate for each of the subject, and further you'll have to divide it into the chapters which you're going to prepare that day, how many MCQs you're going to solve, how many test papers you're going to solve, right? So how much revision you're going to do. So all of these have to be thoroughly planned for your day. Not just this, your study time is also very, very important. Whether you're going to study in the morning or whether in the afternoon or late night. See, each one of you all are different. Some people are the most productive in the early morning hours, whereas some students will be most productive during the late night hours. So it entirely depends upon your comfort. And another important thing which you have to keep in mind now is, if suppose you are an early riser and you start your studies very early in the morning, in the first few hours of your study, you must try to finish the most difficult chapters according to you. So there might be certain chapters which you're not very comfortable with, but they are very important from the examination point of view, or there might be some chapters which you have not studied at all, but it is very important for the exam and you've been struggling with it from a very long time. So what do you do in this time? it is these important chapters and the ones which you find very tricky or the difficult ones which you need to focus in the first few hours of your study for the day. So if you're studying in the afternoon or evening, whatever, so the first few hours of study of your day should be focused on the chapters which are difficult for you or the subjects which are difficult for you. So this is very, very important. And then as you go on throughout the day, later you can study the chapters which are relatively easy or the chapters which you've been very well prepared from the beginning. These chapters can be covered in the later hours of the day. This is because when you begin the study for the day, your mind is most productive, it is very alert, and it is capable of grasping whatever you read very effectively. So that is why this time is very crucial, and you need to spend that time to read the topics in which you find difficulty. Okay, so make sure you have a thorough study plan or a timetable and a daily schedule, and revision is also very, very important. So once you finish studying the topics assigned for that particular day, at the end of the day, make sure you revise everything completely. Revision doesn't mean you take another 4 or 5 hours to read everything once again. Revision means if suppose you have studied for 5 hours that day, you must be capable of revising those entire 5 hours content in just 30 to 45 minutes. So when you revise, you get the confidence and you get a satisfaction that you have completed so much topics, and it will also help you to retain the content very well, and you will be able to proceed further. So revision is very, very important. Similarly, you will have to do revision on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and on monthly basis as well. Fine. Next, moving on to food habits. See, a healthy body and a healthy mind is very, very essential for you to do anything in life. It is not just studies, be it playing or be it doing any activities in life. You definitely need a healthy body and a healthy mind, isn't it? So you have to have adequate, good, nutritious food. So at least until your examination, try to avoid your cravings for some fast food or junk food. I'm not asking you to completely avoid it. I know it is very difficult to completely avoid it, but at least try to reduce the consumption of fast food and junk food until your examination. Instead, you can stick on to a nutritious, healthy, balanced diet. You are all preparing for NEET examination, so you definitely know the importance of the various nutrients to our body, isn't it? Be it carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, water, roughage. So all of these are very, very important for you to stay healthy and to have a good preparation for the examination. So have a healthy diet and stick on to good practices. Next is, many students ask me this question that they are unable to focus. Say they start studying for 5 minutes, within 5 minutes either they get some notification on the mobile, or they hear some other noise, or they get distracted by something, and they are unable to get back to the studies. So why is this happening? It's because you are not able to concentrate, that is, you are not able to focus on what you are doing, that is your studies. So how do you think you can improve your situation now? See, what you can do is, before you begin your studies, just take some 5 to 10 minutes or maximum of 20 minutes, sit idle in a place, just close your eyes and meditate for some time. So if many of you all do not know very sophisticated meditation, that's alright. All you need to do is sit in a cross-legged position in a quiet, calm place, just close your eyes and observe your breathing, or do some pranayama. This is very, very helpful in helping you to retain whatever you study, and also it also helps you to focus on what you are doing. So if you do this, say for 10 to 20 minutes every day before you start studying, you will have a calm mind and you will be able to concentrate on your studies without much distraction. And let me also tell you, this does not, that is, improvement in concentration or improvement in focus does not happen overnight. Right? Even meditation also takes time, but at least try doing it at least for 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes every day. Before you begin your prepare studies, just sit aside for 15 to 20 minutes and concentrate on your breathing. Have a calm, clear mind, and then you start preparing, or then you start studying. Now, not just will you be able to concentrate better, it will also help you to retain whatever you study in a better way. So meditation is very, very important. Another important thing is exercise. So now many of us tend to ignore exercise because we have so much to study and we have very less time because the exam is fast approaching. So we tend to ignore exercise, we tend to focus even that time on the studies. But you have to understand that exercise is very, very important to keep your brain active. That is, exercise increases the oxygen supply to your brain. So it's okay, even we understand that you have lot of topics to finish now and you have to do revision, everything is there, but please take out at least some 30 minutes of your day for exercise, be it in the morning or evening or late night. I'm not asking you to go out and pump iron in the gym for 30 minutes every day. At least go out for a walk in the park or go play some sports, not in the mobile. Just go out and play some sport, or at least go for a 30-minute walk. By this, your mind becomes calm, there is improved oxygen supply to your brain, and your mind becomes fresh. So in fact, you can even do this after 2 or 3 hours of study, when you feel exhausted and you don't get interest to study anymore and you feel that you're not able to concentrate. At this time also, you can take a 30 minutes break, you can go out for a walk and come. Your mind will feel so fresh and rejuvenated and you'll have all the energy to continue your studies further. So exercise is also very important. Now next comes sleep. It is very common that all students reduce the number of hours of sleep when the exam is approaching, because we do not have time, we need to read so much, we have to revise. But understand, sleep is very, very important for the overall functioning of our body and our brain also. So if you become sleep deprived, no matter how many hours of efforts you put into the preparation, you still will feel exhausted, you will not feel confident, you will feel that you are forgetting whatever you have studied, isn't it? So a good 6 to 8 hours of sleep is mandatory for you every single day, right? So sleep is very, very important. And suppose you are skipping on sleep, you are not sleeping properly, then the very next day you will feel exhausted, you will feel tired, and you will not be able to read properly, you will not be able to concentrate. So in this way, again you are wasting time the next day. So in the next day, because of sleep deprivation, if suppose you were capable of finishing a topic or studying a topic in 30 minutes, you might take more time, say you might take 60 minutes for that. So you will lose your concentration, focus, and you will also not be able to retain whatever you study. So please do not skip on sleep. Have a good 6 to 8 hours of sleep even now when you are preparing for the exam. Next, another important point which you have to take into account when you have to improve your memory or how to retain so much whatever we study is, you can use pictorial representation and mind maps. Have you ever wondered how easily we remember movie songs or we remember the scenes of a movie? Whereas whatever we study from the textbook, we tend to forget it very easily. In fact, we would have watched a movie just once, still we remember it with utmost clarity, with utmost clarity, isn't it? So what was the scene, what was the backdrop, who was the hero, heroine, everything. But whatever lessons we are studying from the textbook, even if we revise several times, we tend to forget it. So it is because of this. What you can do is, you can make pictorial representations of whatever you can study. You can make flow charts, you can make diagrams, you can make Venn diagrams. So all these, because pictures are much better retained in our memory compared to words. So you can make flow charts, you can make memory charts. So all of these will help you to retain whatever you study in a better manner in your mind, so that you do not forget on the day of the examination. Next and most important point which you have to keep in mind is avoid distractions as much as possible. So even if you are using your mobile for some PDF or your tab or laptop, try to remove social media apps, or at least turn off the notifications from WhatsApp and all other social media, so that every time when you are studying and suppose you get a notification, you just check the notification and you start scrolling, and by the time you realize that you have wasted time, you would have already spent 15 to 20 minutes. And then once again, when your mind has to forget that and get back to studies, it takes again 10 to 15 minutes. So overall you would have wasted a minimum of 15 to 30 minutes in this process. So as a result, at least try to turn off all the notifications and try to stay away from social media as much as possible just until the examination. And then finally, the last tip. So many of you all, there are students who feel energized and who are motivated to sit alone and study. But there are many students who do not get that motivation to study all alone, but they are very much motivated when they sit along with their friends and study. So it is entirely up to your choice whether you want to sit alone and study or you want to study along with your friends. But make sure when you're studying along with your friends, it will be very good if you can discuss the subject and learn more from each one of them, but please do not waste time speaking about anything other than studies. So I hope all these important points will help you to have a focused preparation, and if you need expertise in any particular matter, you can definitely comment in the comment section below. I will be more than happy to guide you. Until I meet you in the next lecture, you can follow me on social media. You can also comment, like, share and subscribe. Until I meet you in the next video, take care, have a good day and stay focused in your studies. Thank you.